I am not aware of the plan between Dangote and President Tinubu. I am not aware of the arrangement between Dangote and President Tinubu. But, dear President, you need to stop this. You cannot coerce marketers to patronize Dangote refinery, even when you know that Dangote's product is more expensive than the products these marketers import. It is not fair and it is not right.
Please.
Well, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen of our meeting. I think it is very, very important because today we are going to discuss some crude oil and refined products for local consumption. As one of this is very simple. The NNPC chiefs, our local ministers, the Minister of Finance and the Minister of the Economy. So what we do.
Yes.
Oh no. Thank you.
Gentlemen of the press, ladies and gentlemen, we have today had a session with His Excellency Mr. President to review the implementation so far of his bold initiative endorsed fully by the Federal Executive Council of selling crude to local refiners who then sell in Naira, who then sell their products in Naira to the Nigerian public. This initiative, which was initiated by Mr. President, was made possible also by the huge investment, the courageous and bold investment also of Dangote Group in a local refinery of 650,000 barrels per day refining capacity. To date, the implementation committee and the subcommittee have worked assiduously with all stakeholders, the regulators, NMDPRA, NUPRC, NIMASA, as well as MPA, NNPC, the Navy, and a host of other stakeholders to ensure that this important initiative is implemented, and it is being implemented as we speak. And what it has made possible is that now we have, and what made it most possible is that now we have market pricing of petroleum products. And relatedly, we have market pricing of foreign exchange. That has set the economy on the path to industrialization, because with private sector refining of crude oil, we now have raw materials, not just for agriculture, but for industry, for chemicals, for paints, for building materials, for textiles. And of course, this is Mr. President's strategy and his policy of making conditions ripe for the private sector to invest, create jobs, and grow the economy. Likewise, the market pricing of foreign exchange, the market pricing of petroleum products has also paved the way for NNPC to restore its balance sheet restore its financial fortunes, and of course, to give the Federation, federal, state, and local governments more funding in order to allow them to meet their obligations, salary payments to workers, social services to the population generally, and of course, key infrastructure development. The economy has been set well and truly on a path, although it's early steps and there is much to be done. But we can now see a clear path to industrial development for modernization of the Nigerian economy, because the key prices are right and it is encouraging private sector investment. On that note, I believe that what happened in the meeting was that all committed to ensuring that this all-important effort is sustained, and that whatever the teething problems, whatever the initial obstacles to successful implementation of local sale in Naira of crude petroleum to domestic refiners, and the correlating sale of petroleum products in Naira is fully achieved. The determination starts right from the very top. From Mr. President downwards, there is a commitment to make this work. We had Afri-Exim Bank as part of the meeting, and Afri-Exim Bank is one of the financial institutions that will assist and actually be an intermediary to ensure that the parties, the seller of the crude, the buyer of the crude, are able to complete their transactions no matter the fact that the foreign exchange market is volatile and moves all the time. We have in the financial advisor and the financial intermediary a stabilizing factor that will help us to achieve the objective of ramping up stick production of refined products and the sale of those products into the Nigerian economy. Thank you. Just over 300,000 barrels has gone to Dangote refining and petrochemical company for them to, of course, refine and make petroleum products out of it, a whole range, starting from LPG, PMS, AGO, kerosene, and jet fuel. And in terms of the exchange rate, we all know that one of the key and the signature reforms of Mr. President that was necessary and was overdue was the market pricing of foreign exchange. So in terms of the pricing, essentially, no initiative, no program, no project is going to be allowed to roll back the key macroeconomic reforms of Mr. President, which includes the market pricing of foreign exchange, because once you get away from that, the economy suffers across the board. Government revenue suffers. The company that is directly involved, perhaps like NNPC, suffers. And of course, the private sector is now not empowered to come in and make investments, knowing that they are going to be able to operate based on the open market. Thank you. Bold initiative of having local purchase in local currency of crude and refining of that crude by domestic refiners and sale of the products in Naira, we have said, is critical. It is critical to the well-being of the Nigerian economy. there is no way that you can have a subsidized foreign exchange rate and yet still encourage and have private sector investment in the economy, whether it is in refining of petroleum products or in any other area. And without investment, you will not have increased productivity, you will not have growth, you will not have creation of jobs, you will not have reduction of poverty. So we are saying that the benefit to the Nigerians of this policy and of this initiative is jobs, is growth, is encouragement of investment by the private sector, and at the same time, it is the saving of NNPC, the saving of its finances, and its ability to operate efficiently and on a commercial basis. And at the same time, it also provides government at all levels with additional revenue to, as I said earlier, meet all their obligations. So when you take the twin prices, price of petroleum, price of foreign exchange, once they are market-driven, market-based, you have the economy on the right track. And the gains from these measures are even coming immediately. NNPC and its finances are being corrected immediately. It is our expectation that by the time we go as the state commissioners of finance together with the Federal Ministry of Finance to the next Federation Account Allocation Committee meeting, there will be visible the benefits of these reforms in increased allocation to all tiers of government. And that is a direct benefit for the people of Nigeria. Thank you.
Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, yes, you've heard what the chairman of the committee on Naira crude, Naira petroleum product actually just, said based on our meeting. And I think we've had a very, very good meeting where now, yes, we will use a market-determined exchange rate and also the, crude price. With that, Mr. President also directed that, yes, NNPC will buy, marketers will also buy. They will be buying just like any other, this and that is NNPC retail. At the end of the day, we have also Afrexim Bank, which I think they are now going to be the go in between. They will now make sure that they are going to be like the settlement bank, between Dangote, other refiners, and NNPC in terms of crude, and then in terms of the selling of the products. This thing will actually revive also a lot of industries, because industries that are in plastic, industries that are, in cooking gas, which is LPG, industries like aviation. So also industries that will buy, gas oil, not only petroleum, PMS. So all this, the president now asks, and I said that most likely, the consumption is not going to be that much. I believe with this increase of the price, we, as we are ramping up, because it's a brand new refinery, so obviously we are now at about 420,000 barrels per day. We still have 1/3 to go. Once we get there, we have enough Naira crude, we'll be able to fully satisfy the market. But when NNPC refineries work going forward, then Nigeria will be actually one of the biggest exporter of petroleum products in history. So today, as we speak, the meeting went extremely very well, and Mr. President has also said that, look, he will support domestic industries. And by supporting domestic industries, he is not going to allow our refineries not work. So our refineries will work. And also, it will be a win-win situation where now, yes, we will attract more investment into the country. So with this, I can tell you that, yes, the meeting went extremely very well. The little hitch here and there that we have within either between us and regulators or between us and NNPC, that is what the Honorable Minister is, for. So he's the one that is chairing that committee. There's a technical committee that reports to him where they discuss all the matter. Because he's also very, very busy. It's not that he will sit down and be talking sort of details. So the technical committee is that is doing the work. After that one, if there is any other clarification, they will go to the Honorable Minister for him to give guidance and clarification before it is escalated to His Excellency, Mr. President. But how ready are we? Yes, we are actually very ready. And I told Mr. President that, yes, with the enough supply of crude, we can actually produce much more than 30 million liters every day. At full capacity, we can even supply whatever is being consumed. But what I estimated as consumption, which I believe may be about 32 million, that one we can even start producing that by next week. It's not really an issue. Because as we speak today, we have 500 million liters, in our tanks. So 500 million liters in our tanks, even if there's no production from anywhere or no imports, this will take the country more than 12 days, with no imports, with no production, with nothing. So we are very ready. We are more than ready. And, I'm also putting my own name on the line by giving Mr. President that, yes, we will be able to supply the market, minimum 30 million per day, and we'll be ramping up. So we are ready. We are more than ready. Yeah, well, on the streets, one thing that you have to understand is that we are producers. I have a refinery. I'm not in the business of retail. If I'm in the business of retail, then you hold me responsible. But what I'm saying is that the retailers should please come forward and pick. If they don't come forward and pick, what do you want me to do? There's nothing that I can do. So I am expecting either NNPC or the marketers to stop importing. They should come and collect. We have what they need. And, as they remove, I'll be pumping. I don't know whether you understand what it takes to keep 500 million liters inside our tank. It's costing me money. Every day, if I will be able to collect the naira, I can actually charge somebody 32% in interest. So right now, that's what I'm losing. And you are talking about 500 billion. We don't print money, but the issue is that if they come and collect, then you will not see any queues in the filling stations. We have what it takes for them to come and collect. We are not retailers. We also don't have trucks to send. We have a factory where we can load. If they come and pick, they will go and distribute. And they've been doing that with importation. So if they have been doing that with the importation, if it's true they are doing 55 million, I see no reason why they won't come and collect our own and distribute. Thank you.
As you can see, the president has approved and directed the marketers to start buying products from Dangote. But the marketers are lamenting that importation is more cheaper than buying from Dangote. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. Let the market be open. Let it be a free market. Let those who want to buy from Dangote buy from him. Let those who want to import their products. You don't have to coerce marketers, force marketers, compel marketers to go and be patronizing Dangote, even when his product is more expensive than those that are being imported.